Hi ELA teachers, I wanted to share one of my go-to activities that I often use with my 9th and 10th grade students in English 9 and World Literature, and it's called Leveled Questions. And what I ask students to do is to write Level 1 questions, which are mainly about comprehension, thinking about what a text says, Level 2 questions, which are about the language of the text, what the text means, and Level 3 questions, which ask students to go to a deeper level of analysis, thinking about why a text matters. So for example, if my students were writing leveled questions for Shakespeare's play Romeo and Juliet, a Level 1 question could be something like, what advice does Benvolio give to Romeo? A Level 2 question, we would be thinking a little bit more about the language of the text and its implications. And so when Romeo says, "Oh, I am fortune's fool," what do we learn about Romeo's character? A Level 3 question would ask the reader to go a little bit further in terms of analysis and pose a question that requires deeper thinking about why the text matters. And so something like that could be a question about maybe what message Shakespeare's trying to tell us about love or about family relationships. There are a couple of reasons that I really like this activity. One is that it can work with almost any text. And two is that I think it helps students to engage more effectively in class discussion because they understand the way that the process works. When I'm scaffolding a class discussion, I usually try to think in terms of those Level 1 questions that establish a baseline of comprehension, and then Level 2 questions that help us to think a little bit more deeply about language, and then Level 3 questions where we can really get into deeper analysis about why the text matters. If students are comfortable writing questions, they understand how a discussion works and they're able to participate more readily. I also tend to structure my quizzes in terms of leveled questions, and so students know when they're assessed what kinds of answers they're expected to give on quizzes. They're not surprised. I also like this activity. It's adaptable. You could have it in terms of a jigsaw, have students write Level 1 questions on their own, and then break up into groups for Level 2 and Level 3. It's a very adaptable activity, it's very straightforward, and once students understand what leveled questions are, they're ready to take off. I hope it works.